Yo, it's the boys with the heat, we're back on the grind. NFL draft, March Madness, it's game time, yeah. We stay hotter than the sun, catch us in the zone, strapping, we're bringing the heat. Boys with the heat, we keep it tight like a fist. March Madness, buzzing, can't nobody resist. Bracket in my hand, making moves on the low. Every upset and buzzer beater we gon' show. We heating up like fire, no cap, feel the flame. NFL draft, baby, we switching up the game. Quarterbacks on deck, talking future of the league. Wideouts and D linemen, who gon' take the lead? Heat hotter than Belichick's ladies' panties. We run the game, no debates, it's uncanny. Our takes so sharp like a blade in the night. When we talk sports, we bring the fire.
Paul, I know you don't like that one.
It's okay.
But I like
still can't get past the Belichick
You
and
can't-
panties, and then
Panties. The one I can't get past is the fact that we're in the golf cart. I get it. We all probably like golf. We're gonna freaking go golf and have some fun. But the fact that AI just thinks that we all look the same, or we all have beards, and we are all just these fat, chubby white guys
just drinking beer.
holding fantasy football trophies, which only two of you have. As far as I know, I don't know if Mike's got one or not.
Nope, he doesn't.
Yeah. It's just weird to me. No, I don't get it. It's just weird to me.
Somebody on Facebook the other day was like, "Oh, that's rich coming from a guy whose entire persona is fantasy football." It's like, wait a minute. So if I went on your Facebook page, your whole life, you just who you are in real life is just plastered all over that Facebook, like the truth. Like, there's people who actually tell the truth online.
Wait,
I mean, there's a few.
I'm like, I try to tell the truth.
Well, I know there's when we post shit and stuff like that. No, but I mean, like, just you nilly willy out there in the comments, right? Like,
oh no,
there's people who are like,
no,
I don't know. I use the internet to troll and then to find information.
95% of what I do is to troll, and the other 5 is genuinely true.
Fair enough. Why would I? What did you expect to find on my Facebook page? Like,
that's why I always tell people when they act like that, I was like, you must be new here.
Yeah. Well, it's like.
Are you new to social media?
I mean, I know I piss people off, but I made that one. I pinned that post in November, and it's had almost 3,000 views now since. Like people, I kind of get it, but anyway,
it is what it is.
We guys had some good off-show topics beforehand. Let's revisit a couple of those.
Okay.
I'm not the one who had the comment.
I want to talk about the Anthony Edwards situation.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Roll with it.
It's like, bro,
if y'all are, for whoever hasn't been keeping track of what's going on with the Anthony Edwards, he got a young lady. Well, in this theory, she's not a young lady. She's 38 years old, but he got her pregnant, had the baby. Allegedly, he had paid her to have an abortion. She said, "I'm just going to keep this money," and then ended up having the baby. And apparently they're going to court for child support now. And he is trying to find this long-term solution as a quick-term solution, in the sense of trying to figure out, one, what's the child support for 18 years worth, so I can just write you one big fat check, so that way, he doesn't have to worry about
6 years
and stuff.
6 years down the road, if a medical incident comes, can I come and ask for more money?
Right, type situation. But I'm like, I don't know if that's actually going to work. Or
I don't believe that that's even. I guess it's Georgia. It's different laws, but I just don't think that you can just say, "Hey, I don't want to pay child support. 18 years. Here, what do you want?"
No, that's
not going to work.
I'm pretty sure no judge is actually going to let that happen,
either.
especially somebody at the caliber that Anthony Edwards is, as far as financial wise. And knowing the projection of what his income could possibly become in the next years.
I don't give a Frank if he quits playing basketball and fucking goes and is a McDonald's worker for
right. He's due a max deal though, right? He's got to be.
I think in the next 2-3 years he's probably going to get a super max deal. That's going to be
So you're talking
expensive.
you're talking like a $350 million contract for like
No,
5
it's going to
years.
be more than that.
You think more than that?
It's
Well,
going to be
is
way
the
more than that.
is the NBA's marketing increasing more than I
think
suppose than the NFL's what 12% we figured with FanDuel and sports gambling and all that. I don't know what the NBA is increasing.
I would assume that if, let's say hypothetically,
there's less players obviously in the NBA.
his extension comes up, let's say in 3 years.
Yeah,
Because Luka this year, before he got traded, he was projected to make between 60 to 70 million a year.
that's insane.
So, and that's this year. So imagine what that pocket's going to look like in 3 to 5 years when it's time for Ant to get his extension. So I'm going to assume that he's wanting to pay this upfront lump sum to avoid her trying to go back to the courts to renegotiate the child support that he's going to be paying, which is an assumption.
Yeah, of course.
On his side, it's smart, but on her side, I'm pretty sure her lawyer is going to be like, "That's not happening."
So he already has another child.
It's hard for me to say it's smart out loud. It sounds pathetic.
So he has another baby, right? He has a 9-year-old.
I believe so.
He's with Aisha Howard. It says
No, that's the one that's.
But
he got pregnant.
This kid's 9. It's his little baby. The kid's name is Lil Baby.
No, Little Baby is okay.
All right. The girl.
Little Baby is a rapper.
Okay. 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 This article. I wish I could. I'd share it with you, but it's got freaking ads all over, and we're just gonna get flagged for that.
Her first baby.
Dude, I'm sorry to say this article is written absolutely effing terribly. It says Aisha Howard shares a relatively healthy co-parenting relationship with the father of her 9-year-old son Jason, Lil Baby, but things seem more complicated with the NBA superstar Anthony Edwards, Lil Baby. Why is there commas where there shouldn't be commas? I don't. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, you explained it. All right. So Lil Baby
is the first baby father.
Anthony Lil Baby's Lil Baby daddy for Aisha and
Anthony Edwards
has another baby daddy. Okay, I got it. All right.
And so he's just not wanting to pay a monthly installment of. I don't pay child support, so I don't know how that system works. I don't receive child support because I took her off child support, so I don't know exactly the extent of how that child support stuff works. I don't think it's going to pan out the way that he thinks it's going to pan out because
I don't think they're just going to. Is that why that lady? Did you see the video of the lady wearing the sweatshirt that said something about bring yo ass or whatever? And she was trying to get Anthony Edwards to like mock her or to like point at her or whatever. I don't know what she was doing. I saw this I saw like a meme about it, but I didn't know what the shirts were about. But there was a bunch of women trying to get him to say something to him.
In this situation, Ant is getting dragged just for the fact that he doesn't want to take care of the kid. And they're saying that, because...
Well, I mean, he's making that pretty obvious.
I'm like... And then you got the other side. Some people are saying, well, at least he's being honest and he's trying to give the baby some money or some type of security or something like that. But it's like, it's a double-edged sword, I feel like. Either way, he looks bad.
Well, either way, you're effed. You put your D where it didn't need to be, and now you got consequences.
How dumb do you got to be?
I'm like, these
women, though, are definitely...
You get paid millions and millions of dollars, and you make some of the dumbest decisions on planet Earth.
Well, Charles, we know basketball players of all of them are probably the worst. Well, I mean, we got Tyreek Hill. I guess.
We could beat the dead horse conversation.
Yeah, we could.
That's exactly the path we're walking down here. What I'm trying to get at, specifically, is like, how many dumb people do you have in your circle? Not one person looked at you and went, "Bro, like that
sounds stupid."
Loyalty to a fault, eh?
Well,
but
I mean,
that's blind loyalty.
As long as the checks keep cashing.
It's true.
I hear you, and I think
old boy's in jail right now, and ain't nobody going and visiting him.
Who?
Yeah.
Confetti, Trap, one of them. They're all.
All of them. You can just name a rapper, and you probably
name a rapper, bro. They all.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's kind of.
One dude paid millions for his family and everything.
Yeah.
I was just.
I don't get it. I'm like, for me, if that day ever comes as a human where I'm making that kind of money, or even if it's just I'm averaging half a
If he
million
doesn't want,
dollars a
listen,
year,
okay, so
like
this
there's
entire conversation has been about money.
yeah, and irresponsible decisions.
No, but that's wrong. Child support is to support the child. Like I don't care if he doesn't want to pay her for 18 years or 10 years or any of that, right? Like that doesn't matter. This is called child support. Now we can argue, and again, this is beating the dead horse
Right.
conversation about does the baby mama spend the money on the kid or blah 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 blah.
That's another headache
Guess
for
what?
another day.
You should have not had a child with this motherfucker. It's too late. Those conversations are done. It's mute. It's beyond the point. It's over. If like, and you were just saying, if you're in a situation, God forbid, where something like that happens,
Well,
suck it up, dude. Pay the fucking child support. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
This wasn't a one night stand with this woman.
No, he was in a
They had a
relationship with her, I
relationship.
think.
So this wasn't like this wasn't
Even
more
if it
of
was a
a.
one night stand. That's more his dumbass than fucking.
Well, no. I'm just saying.
If
Obviously,
his-
if you're
His
not
pull-up
using
game
a
is
this isn't-
good,
hey,
but his
this is
pull-out game is bad.
we're trying to say this wasn't. He was on the road and he got a woman pregnant. He was actually in a relationship.
but I agree with you. But even if that
I
were
know
true,
it doesn't change the context.
you're the dumbass who either didn't use your own condom or didn't fucking use a condom at all. Like, what,
Right, that part I do it. I understand. Yeah.
so what is it like?
What's that
The
old
context
saying? You
matters.
made the bed, now you gotta lay in it.
How is this even? Yeah, no. And listen, I agree with you guys. Right? Don't get me wrong. There is a bunch of evil snatches out there. Trust me, I'm well aware of this. All right, but at the same time, we're no longer. I mean, like,
Like, let me ask you this scenario, right?
maybe you should have asked for a resume when you were at the bar,
This is my thought process.
or go
And
buy a hooker.
this is how I think, right? Or
Yeah,
how I
yeah.
would
Well,
assume,
that's how I look at it. Is but
right? Like, if I'm messing with a female, and
Mhm.
I hope this doesn't come off wrong for any female or lady in there. I apologize. I
Yeah,
mean
I
no
can't help how
disrespect.
you read a book. I can't help you read it faster. I can't help you read it slower. I
My
can't
thing
help
is,
you read it
as a
now.
man, if you're entertaining a woman and you see the track record of guys that they've been with, whether they have 4 babies, 1 baby, or whatever, but if you see the track record
Yeah.
and they don't present a red flag for you, talking about this might not end up well for me as a rich human being, you need to question yourself and the people around you because they're not stopping you from making these stupid decisions.
Can
They're
I just-
supposed to be in your circle helping you.
I'm just going to repeat this. I'm just going to sing this. Well, I won't sing it, but I'll say it. I mean, we all know this song. 18 years. 18 years. She got one of your kids, got for 18 years. I know somebody paying child support for one of them kids. His baby mama car crib is bigger than his. I'm pretty sure Ant is just going out there. He's just trying to repeat this freaking Kanye song, and he's trying to get rid of this. He wants it to go away.
It's not going away.
That's all it is. He
problem.
thinks it's not going to go away. We are all in agreement that he's not winning this.
No.
There ain't a lawyer or a judge that's gonna freaking be like, yes, this is a good
No.
idea. But he's gonna try. He's got money. He's
He's gonna try. I'm like, because in his mind and
Probably won't even go to court, but he'll try.
his team is telling him that, hey, we're gonna shoot for this because he wants to just again
The
sign one
only-
check and get it to go.
The only way that is if she literally petition. She'll have to petition the court that this is what she wants, because the law is not the law isn't what he's trying to do. So he has to go and basically have her be like, yes, I'm okay with taking.
The only
lump
way
sum.
this is okay is if everyone in this situation acknowledges that she
That's
wants
it.
money and it's not for the kid. Like,
Absolutely, 1,000%.
so when is that going to happen?
That's
We
we'll
don't know
find
yet.
out. We'll
We'll
find
know
out.
soon enough, I guess. Me personally, and this is just me. I think she's in it for the money.
Yeah, again, that's beating a dead horse
I mean,
conversation.
However, comma,
Basketball player, rapper, yeah.
however, comma,
Yeah.
he's still the dummy
Well,
for leaving it in.
We all agree that.
I,
all
it
agree.
don't, it don't matter.
At the end of the day, that's what it boils down
Yeah,
to.
it don't matter what the intentions were on either side.
I agree with Charles. You could borrow a condom. You can buy a condom. Hell, you could have found a condom.
I'm pretty sure you
And this
probably
child
have
is
them
8
everywhere.
years old.
No.
This is a newborn. This is
The
a newborn
little baby, the rapper, has a 9-year-old with her.
with the lady.
With
They
the
have.
lady. So
she
she's
has
got more than
newborn,
one kid. This is her second kid, is with Anthony,
which is
Edwards.
a newborn.
newborn. Yeah,
Again,
Charles, I said the article threw me for a loop because it's not how I read it either. And how I explained it and said it to you is probably even worse than
Little
what it's
Baby,
written.
the rapper, is
Lil
the
Baby.
father to the older child that this girl
This
has.
feels like this is definitely something you find on a magazine rack in a grocery store.
9 times out of 10, you are correct.
And by the way, she's 38.
Like I said,
She's 38 years old. He was rocking that crib. Or she was rocking that crib.
rocking that cradle hard.
Rocking that cradle hard. Because he's what, 20,
24.
24? Yeah. She technically could be his mom. She's a teen mom. She could almost been his mom. He's MILF hunting. He was MILF hunting.
He got it.
All right, Charles, you got a pop minute for us?
His head wants to
That was
pop.
literally the pop minute. Just
That was
so
the
we're on
pop
the same-
minute? That was the pop.
You want a more
We
interesting?
we are not talking any more pop.
We
That-
don't
that
need
is-
some more pop.
literally,
I'm tapped
that was-
out.
that was
Y'all
it.
got your
tapped.
pop minute. All
That
right.
was it.
John says I'm tapped out.
Side note: PR never does the pop minute again. It's supposed to be a minute, not 15.
Listen. I'm sorry. I'm brown.
We didn't even talk
Hey.
about the new jeans this much.
No, we
Or
didn't.
blue jeans, whatever
No.
the fuck they were called.
No, we didn't.
They're BJ's now. Remember?
The new BJs.
BJ.
Oh man, the Brewers suck. It's
Hey,
early.
we had a good game yesterday.
nice.
Hey, good for you. You got 3 wins and like 7 losses.
Hey,
Congratulations. You're still on. I think you're still in last place.
yeah.
We might have 7 losses before our first win.
I bet you it's entirely possible that we do. I don't even want to talk about the Brewers right now. Like it's just
Tigers.
interesting.
The Tigers are exciting. That's all that matters.
Yeah, the Tigers went up against the Dodgers for the first series. I mean, I didn't expect them to win those games, but the Tigers have
It's kind of
Art-
like the Braves too.
the thing that impresses me is the fact that the manager for the Dodgers flat out said that the Tigers' Skubal is the best pitcher in baseball. Like he said, he deserved the AL Cy Young. He said that is the best pitcher we've gone against in a long time.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited.
Yeah, Skubal he's the real deal.
Yeah, of course. You don't. Yeah.
But all right, are you guys ready to jump into the draft and get her started?
Yeah. So basically, what we're going to do this episode is we're going to do our first ever show draft board, and we're basically just going to. So you've got Tennessee coming up, so we're going to talk Tennessee. We're going to talk Tennessee needs. We're going to see what they did, where they did it, and where we think they're going to be, and who they should take, and why they should take them. So as we stand right now, Tennessee is on the clock.
Indeed.
So on
The best-
here, it's pretty close. What, quarterback, wide receiver, edge, cornerback, linebacker.
The issue with me with this first pick with Tennessee is that there's look at the board. You get Abdul Carter 1, Cam Ward 2, Travis Hunter 3. There's literally 3 players on there who technically could go number 1 for Tennessee, right? Or I mean, there's an argument for all of them. Let's be honest.
All 3 of them can go 1.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
again,
I mean,
what
after-
is
I'm
which
sa- I'm
one
not-
is the bigger need?
I'm not saying they should, but at their position, they are the number 1.
Yeah.
Or they're the number 1 pick in their position.
And then with Travis Hunter, you get 2 out of him. You can get either the receiver and the cornerback.
I would say if he strictly came into the draft, I'm going to put this out there for the 2 of you. Spitball me. Where do you think Travis Hunter as a wide receiver would go in the draft?
Round 2.
I was going to say 2 or 3.
Round 2, low 2, high 3.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking too. Two because somebody's definitely reaching because of the last name Sanders, 100%. But yeah, I agree. He's going probably late first round, early second, or possibly even bending back out to the third. But I don't think he goes that long because he's Deion's kid. So where's Tennessee going?
Wait, Travis Hunter. Well, technically he's not his kid, but I get what you're
Oh
saying.
no, to Travis Hunter. I was talking about Shadur. Man, oopsie.
I'm
I mean, you split halfway in that conversation.
Yeah.
Tomato,
You're
tomato.
fine, no matter. But anyways, go on.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, regardless if they're all number 1, that Tennessee doesn't need them all.
No.
Okay, so we're on to Tennessee. So Tennessee's got the number 1 pick.
right.
Now, this is one of those situations where, me personally, I don't like any of the quarterbacks. What about you guys?
No, I don't either. I'm not a big fan of.
I'm not sold,
I'm not sold on
but
Cam
you're also
Ward.
got Will Levis as your quarterback. So it's like,
Yeah, well, I mean,
but I'm like, do you pass on somebody like Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter?
here's the thing. Charles told you a long time ago that they could have just went out and got freaking Aaron Rodgers, and this wouldn't even be a freaking point right now. They wouldn't even have to go after Cam Ward.
Right.
But they didn't do that, or they haven't done it yet, or Tennessee just has no interest in A-Rod. So, you want me to pull up his sheet? I can pull this up right here. Here you go,
The
Charles.
Tennessee Titans have the number one. No, I don't give a fuck about any of that.
No, I was just gonna say playmaker, boasting elite arm talent, effort, velocity, dynamic athleticism.
Yeah,
Nobody
you guys can talk about
argues
the
that he's.
quarterback. Yeah, you guys can talk about quarterbacks all you want. But my opinion, there isn't a number one quarterback.
No,
right?
no. I'm just
so
saying.
The only,
well,
arguably, the only person that I trust as the number one player would be Abdul Carter or Mason Graham.
I agree.
So with Tennessee,
Yes, sir.
what would be the consensus pick out of this show for Tennessee?
Well, largest need for Tennessee is probably a quarterback, unfortunately.
I agree with you, but
Can you get a suitable quarterback in the second round for Tennessee? And
Well,
are you going to the playoffs this year if you're Tennessee?
Absolutely
Probably not.
Absolutely not.
Then why you drafted a quarterback?
I have no idea.
that is a very valid question.
Especially in this round. Especially
you're not.
these quarterbacks here. Next year's quarterbacks appear to be much better. So why are you doing that?
Well, you're not wrong.
I mean, you take Abdul Carter. You need you're going to win more games
Defensively
or
right now.
You're going to have a better chance at winning games if you're Tennessee defensively right now than you are anything else. You
And
have
even
you
last
have a
year's
decent
defense was
you have
better.
you have decent wide receivers. You have a decent running back.
Well, how many games Tennessee was in? Quite a few games last year. They shouldn't have been in just because
their defense kept them
their
in the
defense
game.
was pretty decent. And now if you add an explosive freaking edge rusher who freaking puts pressure on the quarterback more than anybody in this draft, he was a beast. So I mean, he's a no-brainer. I
think
agree
Abdul
with
Carter would be
Charles.
the
I
first
believe
pick.
I believe we draft.
I mean, because you're not
Carter.
taking. I mean,
No, we're all in agreement.
side note. Tennessee needs a wide receiver and a cornerback.
Right, but the wide receiver is actually pretty thick in this draft, so you don't need to stretch for that. There's still quite a few available.
But you
in the
need a
second, third round.
cornerback.
And you have Travis Hunter that's a dual. Like he's
I think he's a better
Right.
cornerback than he is. a
right,
wide
and he
receiver.
said
Right,
that
but
he's
he
going to
wasn't-
want to
he's
play
not
both
going-
sides, though. He
Right,
says
give
he
a
wants
fuck
to
what
do
he
both
wants.
sides.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I hear what
Well,
you're
right.
saying. I hear what
Well,
you're saying.
right, but I'm just
going to
saying.
make a pick.
I'm just saying, if it comes down to Carter and Hunter, I'm taking Abdul Carter. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I know. I think we're.
I
in
mean, this
agreement.
is not the it's not the worst pick.
All
No,
right,
I
now,
mean you have to take Abdul Carter number.
all right, we're breaking down Cleveland right now. Cleveland
Yeah.
needs a quarterback. This is the crazy thing. Cleveland needs a quarterback, wide receiver, offensive tackle, running back, and defensive tackle.
So
depth.
basically, the whole offense.
Basically the entire offense plus a lineman and a defensive tackle, which means they just literally need.
They just spent $37 billion on what's his face on the defense. So I'm
Very
guessing.
true.
I'm guessing their mindset is
We need offense.
is probably offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're.
I mean, is this the team that stretches it out for a quarterback? Because I don't even think this.
I don't think stretching it out is even. I mean, they're taking a quarterback. You have no choice.
Well, right in this position, you take quarterback at 2. They're probably desperate enough, or they'll. I mean, it's Cleveland.
I'm like I feel like if Tennessee goes Abdul Carter, I'm almost certain that they're going to go Cameron Ward with the second pick.
Well, yeah,
I
because they left
agree
the
with
door
you.
open.
And I don't think it has anything to do with being desperate.
Yeah,
either.
no, you left the door open for Cleveland, and they're
They're gonna run through
just
that
going to
thing.
take it. Oh yeah, they're going to run right through it. Especially with all the quarterback freaking
Yeah.
issues that they've had over the last couple of years.
They need a hard reset.
This is the very interesting one. We can do trades. We can trade. We
So
can
the
trade
que-
this pick. We don't
so
think
me-
New York's trading this pick.
What would you do, Charles?
You have a head coach and a GM who needs to win this year or they are out.
Correct.
Why are you trading that pick for somebody else to take it next year?
Well, I mean,
What are you doing if you're Dable right now?
if you are the Giants, is what I'm thinking. If it depends on this board. If this board falls exactly the way
I'm
that we
taking
are
Will
right
Campbell.
now, yeah.
Absolutely.
If I'm the Giants, I'm taking Will fucking Campbell.
Well, they don't have an offensive line, so you definitely have to have an offensive
I've got
line.
Russell. I've got Russell Wilson. Why am I mean, no, I'm not going and looking for my future quarterback. I've got a head coach that needs to win, or he's not coming into work tomorrow. And I got a GM that needs to win, who's not, or he's not coming into work tomorrow.
Will Campbell is a smart and safe.
Any other draft, Will Campbell's a top 2 pick.
Yeah, and it's probably one of your it's going to be the easiest one to tell an owner that doesn't fucking believe you out loud.
All right. In desperation, the Giants need an offensive line, and they have a quarterback, so they need protection. So we're going with Will Campbell at 3. Sorry, Paul. I know you wished he would have fell down you guys in Chicago, but it's
not making it past 5 either.
Oh, no. But hopes and prayers. Right. Now,
here's where Travis Hunter goes.
This is a team, yeah, absolutely. I mean, cornerback is like the Patriots.
This is where he's best suited. You got Diggs on one side, but on the corner, on the defensive side, you don't think he goes here?
I'm telling you, Mason Graham.
It wouldn't be the worst.
I don't think they.
You got Mike Vrabel. The dude bleeds defense.
They would be reaching if they take Graham, because Graham is basically a nose tackle. He's a big dude. He's like 290. He's not an edge rusher. They need an edge guy because they gave their guy up to the Falcons last year.
I'm just throwing this out there.
Or not, Judy.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but they also need a defensive tackle. They need a big guy in the middle. I mean, for one, the webpage you have up on right now, the very first thing it tells us the Patriots need is a defensive tackle.
That's offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle?
Yeah.
Goddamn pixels.
Sorry, Charles.
The only defensive thing they have is edge. That's
if Mason
they just spent a buttload of money on their offensive line. Why would they pick an offensive lineman?
Well, I think what they did. They got 3, but I think what they want is it's either. These are in order of possibly they may need depth at these positions, not necessarily these are needs that they need to have. But honestly, all right. Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, Ashton Jeanty, Armand Membu.
Apparently, Will Campbell went 3rd. Oh, we're going the Patriots.
I mean, I don't see him letting Travis Hunter slip.
I don't.
I think they're taking Travis Hunter's a no-brainer talent.
Okay,
they're going to pick for a shiny
two versus 1. We're going with Travis Hunter. I love that. I want everyone out there to know I don't think Travis Hunter's going in the top 5. I don't think he's got it. Is he Darrelle Revis?
Will Johnson might be.
Okay. Anyways, Travis Hunter is he Darrelle Revis?
I don't
think there is.
Is he Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or anything like that? Well, why are you taking this motherfucker 1-5? Because he could play 2 fucking things? Okay. Guess what else can do something for a really long time if you put the right item in front of him? Fucking hamster on a wheel.
So you're saying Travis Hunter is a hamster in a wheel?
Yeah, he's way better than that. My point is, though, I get
what you're saying. I get it.
I literally just broke it down for you. Is he a Darrelle Revis type quarterback?
No, but you've got to. But I'm sorry. But Mason Graham is a one-trick pony. He's not fast enough in the NFL to get after the quarterback. He's a run stuffer. He's going to be a run guy. He's not going to be a guy that's throwing guys around. He's going to plug the middle. But if you're going to tell me Graham or another edge, say that I guess Carter, but there's another edge on here. Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M. I mean, if need is an edge, they would take probably Shamar over Mason Graham if they needed an edge, because defensive tackle is not a position that they need. Obviously, they have.
The Patriots gave up 131 rushing yards last year, ranking them 22nd in the league. Run defense was something they were terrible at. You mean to tell me that
They
they're going to go
signed
take
Milton Smith
Yeah, they just got a guy in the.
from Philly.
They picked up a guy.
the defensive tackle?
Yeah.
All right.
They stole
Yeah,
him.
they, well, I think
initially
here's
was
the
gonna go
problem. I
Jordan,
think we
and then they
forget how
moved
much money the freaking Patriots spent in the offseason.
Yeah, they
it is
signed
just
him for like
insane.
2 years.
I don't forget it at all. I thought they spent a majority of it on.
No,
Oh God, no!
on the
They've got
offensive
wide
line.
initially supposed
receivers.
to sign with the Panthers,
Um,
and then like an hour or two later, the Patriots outbid
All
them.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good pickup. Good pickup. All right. So we got Jacksonville.
this is where I think Mason Graham goes. This is where I think Mason Graham goes. This is their biggest need is the run game, the run stuffer. It's literally the first thing on their board is defensive tackle. And who's the best? Technically, probably Mason Graham
Sure,
is the
that
best
says defensive tackle,
player.
or does it
That
say
says-
offensive line?
That says defensive tackle. Sorry, you need them sexy specs on to be able to
I
freaking read it.
know. I gotta go get that.
He just
Offensive
got to
tackle.
verify. He got to
I'm
verify.
getting fucking
It's
old.
like, yeah, we're all getting there.
I
All
think
right.
Mason Graham probably is going to be the pick here, just because one, the need that Jacksonville has on that line, that's a blaring need because they can't stop water to save water.
Well, him and Javon Walker next to each other, 1-2.
I mean,
come on,
if
man.
Travis Hunter doesn't go 4, he'll go 5.
I said it. Well, we
Three
figured this was a 50-50 with Hunter. Like you were against us, but I think you figured he was going next if it was one or the other. Yeah.
He's not. Travis Hunter is making it one through 5 at some point. I don't think
Absolutely.
he drops past 5.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's dropping past 5 unless somebody moves up to take
Right.
someone other than him. Is the only way he drops out of 5, which could happen.
I think this is going to be one of the worst draft classes of all time.
I don't think it's going to be too great, but you never know. So,
I-
all right, what do you think, Paul? Do you think they're taking Mason Graham, or do they have other
I
options?
think Mason Graham is the biggest need, and he's the best player for their specific need that they need to get off the board at first.
Well, he's the best defensive lineman
right.
in this draft class. Like I consider the edges, obviously we all consider him a hybrid linebacker, edge rusher.
But they need somebody in the middle, and that's what Mason Graham gives them. Somebody in the middle, whether it's literally the nose tackle or right off the nose tackle. You're still getting somebody in that center, and he's just going to fit there.
This is where it starts to get interesting for
I'm
me.
willing to bet they go with Will Johnson instead of Mason Graham, but
You think Jacksonville goes with another Michigan player in Will Johnson?
I think they go with the cornerback over the defensive tackle.
I'm like, they don't got to draft a quarterback anymore. They got Geno Smith at least for another 2-3 years. So they can wait till next year to get a quarterback if that's the case. I'm not saying that Geno Smith is the future.
No, but Geno is serviceable. I'm not a Geno fan. Charles isn't a Geno fan.
I'm not saying that he's a
matter of
great
fact-
Where the
quarterback.
fuck did Trevor Lawrence go?
No. He's talking about the Raiders.
The Raiders. I'm talking about the Raiders.
The Raiders are on the clock.
I know the Raiders are on the clock, but
Yeah, that's where Geno Smith's playing.
no, I said Will Johnson was going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
But we agreed to.
When did
Yeah.
we split off into the Raiders?
No,
It's fine. No, it's fine.
Paul,
We're-
okay.
Now
this
we're
is-
on the Raiders.
Paul completely went right to the Raiders after the Mason
Yeah,
Graham
no,
pick.
that's you were like, yeah, they don't got to do a quarterback. They got Geno. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did Trevor Lawrence go, bro?
Somebody abduct you again?
What? No, I was right here the whole time.
All right.
Liars.
Yeah, Charles believes Mason Graham will be substituted with Will Johnson. Paul and I are in agreement. Mason Graham probably more than likely goes to Jacksonville. Let's push up the Raiders. I mean, we've got an Oakland-based franchise that is now in Las Vegas. You're talking Raider Nation. These guys are known for wanting to draft tough defensive football players. I mean, the Oakland Raiders are probably the only team that I can think of my entire life that they almost always took a defensive player in the draft in the first round.
Yeah, not this year. They're taking Sanders if he's there.
Shadur's,
Take Shador?
I don't
Yeah,
think
you have to.
I don't think they're passing up. Either the Jets or the Raiders have to be thinking Shadur here. Like I believe the Jets either try to move up, and if they can't move up and get him, Oakland's taking them. I agree with Charles on this one. I don't know about Paul. You got a different mindset on this, or?
My only reason why I don't see either of those two teams picking a quarterback this year.
Yeah.
One, they just signed Justin Fields to the Jets on a 2-year deal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
$40 million, right? and you traded for Geno Smith and gave him an extension for 3 years in Vegas. So it just logically to me it doesn't make sense.
May I
However,
have a
comma,
two-word reply? Kirk Cousins.
I hear you.
Okay.
Last year was a very big what the moment.
That's probably an understatement, but yeah.
So would it surprise me if I had to pick one of these two teams, the Raiders or the Jets, to pick Shador? I'm probably gonna go with the Raiders just because of one, the relationship with Shador and Brady, that alone, and then the Jets just seem to always mess everything up. So I have no faith in that.
You forget that Dion said that he's okay with them going to the Raiders too, because
So,
guess what?
I'm like, I could see if they don't go Will Johnson, I can see them definitely going Shador just for the sake of storyline.
For an even better storyline, let's do it. 6 at Will Johnson.
All right, that was a 50-50 ball for us. We figured it was going to happen.
It's not the worst decision.
Well, no, it necessarily like you said, the Raiders they don't need a quarterback. They've got Geno.
I just want history to repeat itself. That's why I'm okay with this.
Strauss, yeah. So you believe this is where Shador goes to the Jets?
No. History repeating itself being that Will Johnson leaves the Raiders and comes plays for the Packers and then wins another Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is where Charles is going with it. All right. I wasn't following you entirely until you said Woodson.
Yeah.
All right.
It made sense.
So the Jets are on the clock with offensive tackle needs, defensive tackle needs, wide receiver, tight end, and QB is on there. But
no, this is the Jets. This is Glenn. He's gonna build the trench.
Is this where McMillan goes, or is this Ginty? But I mean, they've got a running back. They got running backs. You don't go Ginty.
They got two.
You go Membu.
You weren't sold on him last time we talked.
I wasn't sold on him, but let's look at his draft sheet. Powerful, athletic right tackle brings a rare combination of strength and technique. True standout in Missouri. Thrived. I think I wasn't a big fan because I told Charles about the amount of snaps, but Charles brought up his stats. Pass protection. He's elite. He's an elite pass protector, which is something the Jets do need because they do run what kind of an offense do they run? I can't remember what the
put your head between your legs and pray. You got Justin Fields. That's
right. No, but I didn't know if they were
offensive lineman.
I didn't know if they were a zone blocking scheme or if they were a.
He's still my guy.
But it doesn't matter. We don't know. All of those questions we don't know
because they had Aaron Rodgers last year. Justin Fields has way better. We're all in agreement. Justin Fields can run the football. Aaron Rodgers could not run the ball.
I absolutely agree with that. Even if Aaron Rodgers was still there, we're talking about
an offensive line that is trash.
So we're all in agreement.
A brand new system.
So this is the desperation for offensive
brand new head coach.
Never so are you going offensive tackle?
You got to help.
My point is, I think he's building in the trenches. So yeah,
all right.
Either way, either side is good to you.
Yeah, we're good.
I think he's building in the trenches.
Yeah, we're all good with Membu. The Carolina Panthers. I mean, you're coming off a.
This is where the story gets sweet.
This is where you just don't. You could go.
Sanders.
You could
Get
go.
the fuck out of here.
You're not going Shador Sanders. If anything, this is either where McMillan goes. Or this is where Shamar Stewart goes.
I bet you Ginty goes 6. I mean, Ginty goes 8.
You think they're not taking a running back in Carolina? They've got running backs in Carolina. Decent ones.
I know they just got Tobert.
You think Shador Sanders is not?
He's not going 8. You're bugging out.
I do believe he's.
What's
going
in
9,
that pen that you're puffing over there?
I'm just saying.
All right,
if you were willing to sit Bryce Young for the Red Rocket, you're willing to sit Bryce Young for fucking
and on
Shador
top of
Sanders.
that, Bryce Young reawoke himself after being benched. For
he ended up with a pretty.
He came back having
season.
a decent second half of the season. They're not gonna go Sanders.
Good. Trade him.
So, the best player on this board right now is Tatario McMillan. I mean, let's be honest.
Because they need an offensive. They need
They
a
need a
quarterback.
they need a wide receiver depth too. They need a cornerback or not? Yeah, a cornerback. But if we go down the list here, the best cornerback, I believe is a guy from East Carolina, and Jade.
Barron.
Yeah, you're talking about you're jumping to 24 when you still have needs that you can fulfill here. It's either edge rusher or wide receiver for me. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not going Sanders. I'm not even looking at Charles at this point.
That's my pick.
I know it's your pick.
Who you got, Pat?
Me? I told you I'm taking McMillan. I mean, he's the best wide receiver, best route runner in the draft. Dude's got freaking crazy hands. I mean, considering the best player, best skills player in the draft is McMillan over Hunter, is insane because Hunter is technically going to be a baby. I believe he's 6'4". 6'4", 219. So he's not a little guy.
Yeah.
6'4", 219 is a pretty big
size.
dude.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go McMillan.
Charles,
Here's
like
where
that
Sanders
last name
goes.
isn't Sanders. Yeah, I believe this is where
Sanders
this
goes.
is where
If he
Dion's.
drops to the Saints,
This is where Dion's like, yeah, he going to the Saints because he ain't going to Chicago.
Fuck no.
He going to
Man,
Chicago.
I can't believe you guys are doing Carr like that. But all right.
Carr did it to him.
Whoa. Him and his brother own prestigious records in the NFL.
As losers.
Losers. Giant losers.
Yep, let's go ahead. Let's go Shador on that one. All right, now you got Chicago. They're gonna fuck this up. They'll probably take Ashton Genty.
Paul, we're gonna leave this entire picking process up to you because Charles and I really don't have an opinion on go up. This is
I just
up.
want to I want to see the needs first. What they have as their needs.
I was gonna mess you.
Oh,
Offensive tackle, running back, safety, edge, and linebacker.
Just spend all that money on the offensive line, dude. You're taking Genty.
A lot of my mocks. I got Genty going in.
Stupid though. It's so stupid.
Why do you think Charles says they're gonna fuck this up?
We're gonna pick Genty.
Did you say they're gonna pick him or you're gonna pick him?
I would not pick Genty.
Well, I put this up on you.
If I'm drafting,
we're looking to be better than 30% here. All right, so
shut up.
We're looking to be better than 30% here.
Guys up, yeah. Okay.
This is the start of a 10-year 30% or better project.
Hey, put yourself in our shoes. Come on, Paul. Situationally, you got offensive tackle, running back, safety, edge, linebacker. You're looking at Genty, Shamar Stewart. Hell, I mean, offensive tackle, Kelvin Banks. You were a Texas guy, so you knew more about Banks than any of us.
I'm like,
linebacker, even Jalen Walker's there. I mean, any of these 4 out of these 5 guys here.
works.
Starks is there, Michael Williams, Matthew Golden. You're not going wide receiver though because you took one last year in the first round. This is really down to Genty
in my heart. Picking,
Shamar
I think
Stewart.
right now. Now I'm gonna explain myself, and y'all tell me if this makes sense. So in the offseason, we traded or signed for 3 offensive line and a couple of defensive line people. So
I'll give you props. The Bears did a halfway decent job with Ben Johnson. I mean, getting players that they needed, but it's
so
like
if I'm going to draft somebody in the trenches now with what we have now, do I want that to be on the offensive side, on the line wise, or do I want that on the defensive line side where I can interchange that more than I can the offensive line?
Shamar Stewart could end up being the golden goose of this entire draft. Like his ceiling is so high from all the people that have him on their board. He's either one of the best players in the draft. Or
it's sacrilegious to draft somebody that I don't like their school. However, we're going to the pros now, so I have to look past that aspect of my life.
Yeah. So what you're saying is,
if I am the Bears and I am in charge of the front office, I'm going Shamar Stewart.
I agree, Charles. You don't care. I got no skin in this game.
So what would you have done?
Again, are we looking for what they're going to do? Are we trying to guess what they're going to do? Or
We're going off of the when you see the Bears and the needs and what's on the draft. What would you have done if you're the Bears GM? And you're
well,
like,
those are two different answers.
that's
What
the
I
question
would
I'm
do-
asking you.
Okay, what I would do and what the Bears are going to do are two different answers.
Not what they're gonna do, but what would you do if this was your
yeah, I mean
pick?
you're going defense, but if you're the Bears, you're
Probably
picking
going Jensen,
you're picking Genty, yeah.
which is
You're
gonna
picking
piss me
Jensen.
off.
Yeah, that's why we're not
Your
picking
whole-
for the teams.
your-
We're picking for what we think the Bears should do because this is gonna. I guarantee our
So the
draft
face
board
that
is
you
not
made
gonna look
last
anything
year
like their draft board.
At y'all's pick is the face I'm gonna make this year when we pick Jenty.
That's fine. Yeah, but you're picking at 10 and we were picking at like 25 or 26, so I'm okay with that.
I mean, just with the way the running back money market went last year into this year, you're way better off with a rookie running back.
So you're the San Francisco 49ers. This is a team where it's been a while since San Francisco was in this position where they've got, to take a player that could be a future superstar for them. I mean, you've got defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker, edge, and offensive guard. Banks is still on the list here, but he's a tackle. I believe he's big enough he could switch over to guard. I believe he's like 315. Yeah, he could definitely easily switch over to guard at that size. But they need linebackers, cornerback depth, edge. Michael Williams is still on here from Georgia, 5-star athlete. I really got no skin for San Francisco outside of I really don't care if their defense is good or bad. But if I was San Francisco coming off a brand new contract, I would want to protect my quarterback, but I don't know where the best guard in the draft is. Booker from Alabama, 22nd ranked player. I don't know if I would reach at 11 if I was San Francisco, but I want to protect the quarterback that I'm giving a lot of money to. I don't know about you guys.
Their offensive line is fine.
You think they take Kelvin Banks and they move him to a guard, or they?
Yeah,
pitch him?
well,
He's a big guy. A guard is typically a guy. Who's
no,
really
I think they
critical.
take Jalen Walker.
You think they take Jalen Walker,
Yeah,
linebacker?
yeah, they lost Greenlaw. They need
I
somebody.
forgot
with
about them
more-
losing Greenlaw. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, and that's a pick you take
Yeah.
in the top 15. The rest of them, if you're not taking that big, you're trading out.
Right.
For-
you didn't lose any value. If anything, you got the best linebacker
Yeah,
in the draft. I mean, you're come on. Let's be honest.
Just-
If you're getting the
just
best
move-
player at the position, you're not losing out on anything.
Just move over.
And now them boys is on the clock.
Just move Genty over.
Just move GT over because let's be honest, we know that's where Dallas is going with that pick.
I'm like,
I don't
am I
think
wrong to think that?
I don't think there's a question that Jerry's.
no,
taking full
if he's
advantage.
there, I don't think he's going to be there. I guess I think the Bears take him, and I think the Cowboys take Mikael Williams.
I believe that the Bears are willing to take Ginty off just based off of the fact of what he did in college. I mean, they're willing to take that risk. They did it with Caleb Williams.
It's not a big deal because the two players. I mean, there's still one player left on the board, but
Yeah.
But for me personally, where I think that they would already be.
So the Dolphins need OG, DT, OT, a safety, and a linebacker.
This is where Banksy goes.
This
in
is
my
where
opinion.
Banks has to go. I mean,
It
this
makes
is-
sense. They need that big guy.
Well,
I mean-
and you got your if there's anybody in the league trying to protect their quarterback, it's Miami.
Please, God.
I was gonna say, can Miami move up and take two offensive tackle and a guard? I mean,
So then we're on to the Colts.
you're on the Colts. The Colts this is where I think Tyler Warren's going. I don't know about you.
Mhm.
It makes
I was saying-
100%
I like that.
sense.
I like that.
The
I
Colts-
figured this last part was going to go pretty quickly. Just so
The
we're all on
last
same
part,
page.
I think it's all pretty easy. I mean, I think the Indianapolis is actually in love with the guy too. They love his skill set. He's a bigger. I was gonna
guy.
look him up.
I mean, this one's either
265, yeah.
Atlanta's either Starks or Williams.
Yeah, this is an
You're
edge
not gonna
spot here.
go
This
wrong.
is defense because that Atlanta defense was pretty piss poor this past season.
They got some holes to fill up. Definitely.
Does Starks stay home in Atlanta? Both these guys are both
It's
Georgia
either
boys.
going to be Williams or Starks that stay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you got a 6'5", 260 edge. That's a big boy. And Starks at 6 foot safety. He plays pretty average across the board. 6 foot, solid tackler and a decent blitzer and blitzer on the run.
I could see Atlanta going Williams though.
I can see him going edge too because they don't really have anybody to gap.
Well, and Arizona just signed Calais Campbell to a 1 year.
Is that an April Fool's joke or is that real? We're gonna find out in the morning.
I don't know. All right, we got the Arizona.
I don't trust any breaking reports today.
Not a fucking thing.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Tiger Woods is playing in the Masters.
Okay. Yeah, and he's got a 12-shot lead. just start stating random shit that doesn't make sense.
Side note: Tiger Woods did come out and say he's playing in the Masters today.
Fantastic, good.
And then a few minutes later, he went April Fools. So
April Fools
again. Nothing that comes out today is believable.
No.
Arizona, what's the needs? Edge, DT.
Is this a Matthew Golden situation? They go out and get another weapon for their quarterback?
If you're an idiot,
that would be stupid.
Why would you do that? You got Marvin Harrison Jr. You've got offensively, you're fine. Weapons wise, you need people to stay healthy. You got holes to fill. I mean, everything Arizona should do should be focused on defense. And I'm thinking they're taking that. I'm thinking they're taking Pierce Jr. from Tennessee.
What's his size? Pierce.
He's a 6'5". They're also most of these edge guys are 6'5", 250, 260. They're built for speed in that 4-3 scheme.
I think Pierce would probably fit with Arizona just fine. I'm with Carl's on that one.
And then I think Matthew Golden goes to Cincinnati.
You think they're trying to load up on receivers for?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
That's a rookie contract, a solid receiver. He has good hands. He's got good speed.
He's not big though. That's.
I'm like, that's fine. That's your slot receiver.
What is it?
A slot receiver. They don't. It doesn't matter.
Higgins isn't. Higgins is only like 6 or 6'1", isn't
but
he?
But even that, they could use Cincinnati. Can use Golden how Kansas City uses.
I don't remember.
It would just be so awesome if that's what they did. I mean, they should take an offensive tackle or an edge, but
I don't. Well, that's the thing here. They could go with Booker from Alabama, considering that, but he's. God, I just don't.
I think Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati trades this pick.
All right, all right. Let's do it. Let's do
the trade.
All right.
Right there.
All right. Who do we think is going to trade with them?
Who would you trade?
You scrolled up before you scrolled down. Get out of that.
What do you want? You got Seattle, Tampa, Denver, Pittsburgh.
Denver.
You think Denver's gonna move up?
Are we just doing pick for pick?
Yeah, just do pick for pick. I don't care what anything else happens. And then Denver takes Matthew Golden.
That would be scary. So 17 and 20. No. Yeah. Just straight up.
What? I control. The computer rejected that trade.
Whatever. Just pick.
All right, they want gold. Who do they?
Pick Derek Hammond.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you, computer. I'm in charge of all 32 teams. Why is that trade rejected for one? So it's basically saying that's a bad trade.
I don't see how.
I don't get it either. That
the third person who started playing that schedule one game from my Steam list. That's funny.
It's unbelievable. All right, so Seattle's on the clock with offensive guard, tackle, wide receiver, corner. Well, obviously they need a wide receiver. They lost two of them, two starting wide receivers. Is this a Matthew Golden situation? This is another. They're just replacing Taylor Lockett with Taylor Lockett at 5'11", because I'm pretty sure they're the same player.
No, it's Mike McDonald. He ain't no dumbass. He's probably taking Tyler Booker.
Yeah. He's building that lineup.
They need a line before they need a wide receiver, and they just got Cooper Kupp. And they got Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they got a good running back, and I'm pretty sure they have a decent tight end. His name's just slipping me right now.
I think the line is for them right now is more important, especially because now you have Sam Darnold that has a lot to prove this year, and you got to protect that kid.
Yeah. And I don't even know if Darnold's going to get 3 wide receivers the ball. He had a hard time getting 2 wide receivers the ball.
Let's shrink the package down.
I believe they he went from like the 7th or 6th best offensive line in the NFL to like the 26th or something. I can't remember what it was, but it's something along those lines.
Who did?
Sam Darnold. He went from like one of the top 10 or top 8 offensive lines to one of like the bottom 5 in the NFL. Protection wise. Yeah,
Seattle's taken. So then now we've got Tampa Bay. I think like Starks here.
This is the Starks situation, or it depends on who they like more, Imanawari or Starks. I mean, Imanawari, I believe he's a bigger guy. He's 6'3", 220, and I believe Starks is 6 foot 197. So, I mean, if you want a guy who's going to hit harder, but if you need a guy who's probably got more speed, Starks is probably a lot faster. But safeties typically are a bigger guy. He's a little undersized for a safety, I guess. Malachi Starks is at 6 foot.
So is the Honey Badger. Look how well that worked out for almost everyone.
I know. All right, so you're in with Starks going to Tampa. Paul, what do you got?
Fine with that.
All right, now we're back to Denver, who rejected the fucking trade.
And their guy is still on the board.
Here. They need weapons for old Nixie Poo here. You think?
Yeah, I mean, it's Sean Payton. He's picking him. If Matthew Golden's on the board, Sean Payton's taking that.
Right. Especially being in the division with
it's
Kansas
between
City.
Golden and Colston Loveland because they do love themselves. Jake Butt, for one, with the Denver the draft. They do like themselves in Michigan tight ends.
And then Denver being in the same division as Kansas City, they're going to have to get as many weapons as they can to keep up with that offense.
Yeah. All right, we are now down to Pittsburgh, who still in need of a quarterback.
Rodgers is playing in Pittsburgh. We're just.
I'm just. Hey,
there's a buttload of videos of him and DK Metcalf working out.
As of right now,
because it's not on ink yet.
Okay.
Even if Rodgers isn't playing there, Pittsburgh is not taking a quarterback in the first round.
Well, you want me to go down? Hold on, just for shits and gigs, let's go down here and see the next.
Who's the first quarterback?
It would be Jackson Dart.
It's Jackson Dart. I know, but come on, you
didn't even have to
scroll
down.
I had to scroll down to 41 to get to him.
I'm just saying, I know who the next quarterback is. The other ones.
I think they're going to go defense primarily just because that's what the Steelers do.
That's yeah. I mean, they did lose their running back, but there's not technically running back on this list.
But even losing Najee Harris, Jalen Warren is not the worst running back.
Warren's a good running back.
Like, he is a very decent, and he can get you what you need.
It's just defense. It don't matter to me. Whatever one defensively you want to take. Although, if they are picking Aaron Rodgers, check the wide receiver board.
No, they're
just.
It's Ibuka, and I don't think they're gonna take. I don't think they're gonna pass up on Jaden
Pickens
Barrett.
ends up going to the Packers, then yeah, they take Ibuka here.
I'm thinking they're taking. I'm thinking they're taking a cornerback here. They.
Right.
I don't know about you, but
throw Jihad down there.
Jody? That all?
Jody Barron.
All right, now you got old Jim Harbs, and Harbaugh is hard on some Michigan fans. Is this where we go tight end? This is a no-brainer. He loves Colton Loveland.
And Charles gets his guy.
And this is Ibuka. If you're Green Bay, this is a no-brainer.
He gets his guy.
I just don't. I don't see Green Bay not passing on it. I can't see any. The fact that he's down this far in the draft board is just mind-boggling to me. Because this dude is a freaking. Last year, had they had a quarterback, I'm not saying he was a terrible quarterback, but had they had a decent quarterback, this guy might have been close to getting the Heisman. They just didn't throw him the damn ball. They had a rookie, or not a rookie, but a freshman receiver that broke all kinds of records too. Smith or whatever his name was, Jeremiah Smith.
I don't think it's about that he dropped to 23. I just think that teams 22 through 1 don't need a wide receiver.
All right, but that wouldn't justify his ranking at 27. He would be up higher. He just wouldn't be needed on the board. Yeah, I'm saying he's undervalued for where he should be. I would think he'd be more around like 16 or 17, but he's at 27, and we're okay with that because we're taking him at 27. Minnesota, Minnesota needs safety, cornerback. It blows my mind that Minnesota needs a defense. I thought Minnesota's defense, they didn't lose. Did they lose this much?
It's getting older, bro.
They were the oldest team in the league last year, correct? I believe that I saw that stat. So this is either Iman Wari, Scorton.
I don't think it's an either thing. I think if Maury's on the board, this is the one they're
The safe pick.
I mean, he covers. If he's not a great safety, he might be a good quarterback. You know what I mean? Like,
he's 6'3".
My top needs on this team right now are safety and quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and.
Now you're running into a team. This has to be Simmons, or
I would have to go Simmons because he's the best available offensive lineman there.
Right, and this dude, he was a no-brainer top 10 pick had he gone last year. I believe he's a senior. Had he gone last year, I think he would have been
could have been a top 20.
Yeah, I think he was one. This is the guy that when Aiden Hutchinson and him are going at it, Aiden Hutchinson put this guy on it, pancaked him, and put him on his ass. And that was like the highlight. That's why he didn't want to go in the NFL draft looking like that. Apparently, that was the rumor. Do you remember that? You remember that?
I remember the yes,
that's
but
the guy. That's the dude, Josh Simmons. All right,
just click the fucking button. I need a fucking backstory on where he gets
a video. You want me to
get
I want me to pull the video.
I fucking waffle house that motherfucker. Let's go.
Linebacker, quarterback, edge, tight end, running back. We got Jihad.
Like I said, these last couple picks are writing themselves, bro.
I mean,
you're in the 20s now. It's.
Baltimore OG. You got Grays. You got Zabel.
Yes, I mean, and again too. It's one of those scenarios where who do they have on their board higher? Right. Do they have Nick or do they have Gray on their board higher? And that's who they're going to take. I think arguably the Ravens defense needs more work than the offense, so they're probably going to take Nick.
Yeah. And now the Lions, this is an interesting one here because
they probably trade their 28th pick for a get out of jail free card for 2026.
Yeah.
Because they'll have
the computer won't let us trade nothing. So
yeah, so
you're not going receiver, clearly.
No, you're not taking a receiver. It's probably more of a depth thing. Revel is a very interesting player here. I believe he led all of college football in interceptions last year. From East Carolina.
I would like that. I would like that for them defensively. It would look good. It'll be interesting to see.
Washington Redskins. This is one that they need defense. It's literally all defense for the Redskins. I mean, offensively, that team going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Defensively, not so much. They were hurting last year. So this is a Ohio State or Nolan. I mean, I got more faith in Ohio State in Tyreek Williams than I do.
I like Tyreek here.
Punch it.
Buffalo cornerback. They need defense too. I didn't realize how bad Buffalo's defense was. I mean, this is
I see him taking Walter Nolan
or Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, either one of those two is a good pick, bro.
I think they're going to go Kenneth Grant. They're going to go for stuff to run.
Yeah.
KG, Kansas City now. If
so
Kenneth Grant,
Gray or Nolan,
if Kenneth Grant didn't go, I was going to say it's got to be Nolan. I mean, they need a defensive tackle. They got to be able to stop the run.
Yeah.
And
Philadelphia is probably looking for anything that's tush push related. So
anything tush push related.
Yeah, just click any tush push button you got there.
That North Carolina. I think they're going to take the North Dakota boy.
Yeah.
All right, full results. There we go.
I like that. I think that's comfortable, and I don't think it's too far off from our individuals either. There's a couple differences, but
I posted one earlier today, and I got a lot of no ways on my draft board. And my draft board is quite a bit different when it gets to like 15. But I mean, the top 12, 15 they're going to move. They might be up one or up two, but they're not going to be like, hey, this guy went at 12 when he actually should have went at 27.
Well, I was hoping to be able for us to create something where we could laugh at Todd McShay But then you guys went and made a smart pick for the Bears, and
I didn't. I put that pick all on Paul. I didn't.
You clicked the fucking button.
But he said it, so
I stand by what I said.
I stand by what I said.
well, they took Shamar Stewart and they should have took Ashton Ginty, who ended up going to the Cowboys. You're going to steal him from the Cowboys. Hey, we know that's who the Bears are taking, Paul. I'm sorry.
Because the thing is if the Bears don't take the running back, then they should trade with the Cowboys.
It's true. Yeah.
I
Entirely
wouldn't mind
possible.
fleecing the Cowboys.
So
Fleecing
well,
them?
that's interesting. I mean, the draft is going to be pretty fucking sweet. Let me tell you what. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
It's going to be interesting. A lot of I don't know.
I liked your takes there too, Patrick. There was a lot of really solid moments there that I could easily see coming into fruition.
Well, right. I hope that Green Bay does what we think they're going to do. I hope the Bears do exactly what Paul thinks. I would like to see smart picks from teams. I hate this reaching. When you hear, like you said, Todd McShay and these guys analyzing a football player and saying, well, I think they reached a little bit. In the first round, there shouldn't be reaches. I'm sorry. I that's the way I feel about it. I know you can have a different take on it because obviously there are some players that are going to be undervalued, especially as you get closer towards the end of the round. You can take a guy that's at 38, 40, but Green Bay took a guy who literally didn't see the field all season. And apparently they've got a new position for him because Jenkins went to center. They're moving him over to literally right and left tackle. He's going to be playing. I thought he was a tackle anyway, but apparently he was practicing at guard. I don't even know what they were doing anymore with this guy, but I just hope we don't have another one of those situations this year.
As long as we're not last in the NFC North, that's all.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't. just don't put us in that position.
We haven't been there in a while, so no, I think we'll be just fine, man. I do. I think we're in a good spot.
They were talking about. Not this year, but obviously the Bears with Ben Johnson, and if they do get rid of Poles, but I mean, if they at some point this could be a division where like the worst team has 9 wins.
Yeah, no,
that's what they were talking about. They're like the NFC North could literally take over the NFC.
Yeah,
because they all got good coaches,
especially with the incoming rule changes that are at this point inevitable. Most of them aren't happening this year.
How is the kickoff thing going, by the way? I guess they had some meeting on it. They liked it. The kickoff thing. Yeah. They're sticking with it.
You're gonna get less yards for taking the fair catch, more or less.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Talks that were tabled, the tush push.
Yep.
So the terrible thing for all of the people who are supporting the tush push is that it wasn't denied. So it's just that's an inevitable thing, along with the reseeding, which that kind of blew my mind. I didn't think that they were ever going to reseed, but now it looks like the reseeding. It's not happening this year.
So, okay, explain this, Charles, because I don't think everybody that listens to the show or listens to NFL podcasts even understands what the reseeding thing technically means.
If you're a piece of shit, you won your division, you're not getting a home football game.
Yes, it's going to go based off of merit, off of wins.
That's as plain as I could put it there for you.
So they're basically
if you're a piece of shit and you win your division,
they're doing it like the
you ain't getting a home game. I like that. Actually, that's a hot take and a cut right there.
That's how the NBA did it. They got rid of.
Absolutely, it's the best way to do it.
The division winning the division doesn't mean you get.
It doesn't reward you for being shitty. Like Charles brought this up. He said, yes, you're a good team makes the playoffs. An elite team makes the playoffs. But he's like, you as an elite team that makes the playoffs, the best elite teams should be hosting the games, not the teams who just barely snuck their backdoor their own way in there. Like that's not the way the NFL should work because that's not how the NBA works. You know,
the way I look at it, Minnesota, Detroit, and Green Bay should have had home playoff games.
Should have, yeah. Should have, would have, could have, but
well. Now, final topic for me, gang.
Yep.
March Madness in your Final Four. How did you guys do?
I have all 4.
I have all 4.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah,
done.
Paul,
Well
Paul
done.
and I are Paul and I are fighting with each other right now.
We are to the last game, and I think we both have Auburn winning.
Yeah, I don't believe there's only one way.
It's got to be tiebreakers points.
No. You have more points.
I have you by 1, right?
You have me by 1, but it doesn't matter if it goes exactly the same way, you win
Because of that 1 point.
because of the points.
Because of that 1 pick. Either way, the fact that we were able to pick the Final Four is exactly how it was going to be, and that it's all number 1 seeds at that.
First time in 17 years since the beginning of
Since
the inception.
2008.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting. And on top of all that, whoever wins the Final Four for the men's, this will be their first national championship as a coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So that'll be exciting as well.
we will have a first this year.
I'll be
Like it.
doing a bracket next year. It's boring without doing brackets.
The Survivor bracket, dude, everybody loved it at work.
Yeah.
$20. You get 16 teams, each get 4 teams. So what I did, I told Charles, Paul, were you around for this where I did it? So I took all 64 teams, obviously not the 68. I didn't do the play-ins, but all 64 teams once they were in.
Yeah.
And I reseeded all of them 1 through 16 seeds. And then I reseeded, each person got a seed 1 through 16. Whatever those 4 teams were that were seeded, 4s, 5s, 6s,
Those are your
7s,
teams.
8s, those were your teams. Everybody loved it. They thought it was fantastic. So a lot of people, obviously, all the people who got 1 seeds were super happy because they're all in the
winning.
money now. Yeah.
Either way, you're winning.
I mean, I ended up with Michigan, and Mandy ended up with Wisconsin, and everybody thought maybe it was rigged. It's just the way that random happens. And I use random.org to do it, and I love random.org. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun. It really gets the job done.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
there's no BS thing.
PR, do you have anything else you wanted to add?
I actually got a funny thing I saw on Facebook this morning.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It was a small clip I had to share. Somebody shared it to me. It was apparently a competition, a dog show competition,
Okay.
but not your average dog show competition. It was a man training his wife or girlfriend how to do tricks like a dog.
Huh.
A little demoralizing.
Did you find out if the prize pool was more than that of hobby horsing?
I will look into that and I'll
Okay.
I'll get back to you on that. But it was very interesting to see, and the comments clearly never disappoint.
The dude was wearing a straight up BDSM freaking outfit. Like,
And she had the mask with
Yeah.
the ball in the mouth. Like it was something to see. But I will see what that is and what that prize was, if there was a prize, a medal, an award, whatever.
You
But
do
it
know
was-
that when we cut this, the DMX it's coming out, Paul, for that.
Listen, it was.
Or you have to bring it out.
I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna be
Put
like,
put that video right down here in the right corner.
So yeah, that's what I got.
Oh, just missed it. Just missed it.
Charles,
Nice.
Charles,
That's it.
you watching? You got a baseball update for us?
Brewers are up 2-0.
There you go. There you go, Brewers fans. 2-0.
Yeah.
First time in the entire season.
No, we were up on the Yankees game
3-2. 3-2, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the first inning. But then.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did hit a dinger in the first.
Yeah, if they hit more on you,
And then
Baseball bats.
those torpedo bats.
we lost
came
by
and
like
woke up.
7,300. Our run differential to start the year is great.
Ovechkin's 3 goals away from Gretzky's record. Don't know if we're going to see that this season. Unfortunately, he's not going at the pace but at 40 years old. I mean,
What can
heaven
you do?
forbid if he even passes it this year. I mean, he's slowed down a lot. He's still like 30 some goals at like the halfway point, but he's slowed down a lot. But I mean, obviously, teams don't want it to happen against them, so they're going to play a little bit better defense against them on that second and third line. But I hope it happens before the last game of the season. It'd be fantastic if it happened against a team like the Wings that are playing them, I believe, just in a couple days here. Looks like Detroit is going to try to make a playoff push. They got 7 or 8 games left. They're about 3 or 4 points out of a playoff position. I was hoping that when they got the new coach that the run would continue, but they went on like a 3-7 earlier in the season, and that kind of put the brake.
Oh, it was terrible at the beginning. Yeah. No, and I love the hockey call out. Well done on that one. We don't talk about hockey enough, methinks.
No. Well, we will when the playoffs come around, and I'm sure there'll be some fights and some cool shit.
Nice. What was that? It was that everything?
That's it.
Hey man, great job today, guys. I love that.
And by the way, Paul, Charles was correct. Calais Campbell did sign a 1-year deal with
that
the
was not
Arizona
April Fool's.
Cardinals. It was not April Fool's. 18th season in the NFL. Shout out Calais Campbell. Congratulations.
And back to where he was drafted.
Yeah, that's
Basically.
I wants to retire as a Cardinal. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
I tell you one thing. I couldn't do 18 years of
Getting smacked
hard
around.
labor. Yeah, getting smacked around. The dude's been
For millions of dollars, yes, I can.
I mean, but
I live a different life, though.
But you're going to be pissing in a refrigerator in an oven in about 2 years.
So,
I'm living a good life.
don't.
Yeah,
Did you see my house?
yeah. If you can find the damn thing.
I'm just saying. So that's what you got. You got fucking Apple AirTags.
GPS, and your wife's got an AirTag on it because you
Put
get
an Apple
lost all
AirTag in
the
your
time.
back pocket. Yeah, I don't give a
I
fuck.
got one question for you, Charles, that I feel like this is up your alley and the best way for you to end the show. If aliens invaded Earth and you had to choose one person to represent humanity, who would you choose?
Me. For all of our listeners out there, I would like to thank you for sticking with us. I cannot tell you how much honesty I'm telling you I would fucking pick myself. But I just want to tell you that we appreciate you, the listeners, the people out there, the commenters, the keyboard warriors, everyone. We fucking enjoy all of you. You're a lot of fun. And I can tell you, for the most part, unless you got something fucking trapped in your basement or you're just a fucking asshole, that as long as you keep being the best you, the world is a much better place because of it.
Charts when you hear WH, know we came to spar. Fuck all the dollars, we grind, put in the time. Y'all just talk, but we live. This the heat to provide. We got
Boys with the heat.
Tat in the game, mics on blast. Every take got flames from the Midwest grind to the world we reign. When you hear this crew, better know the name. I got one thing to say to the ones who hate. If you ain't built for the fire and stay out the flame, from the sports talk kings to the ones who dream, you ain't never gonna stop what we got to achieve. We go live, baby.